All right, for investigation 3.3, we're looking at compound growth. It has to do with a savings account that Cassie and Kaylee's grandmother set up for them. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of walk you through what you would need to do for each of these girls to figure out the values of their accounts for the 10 years. I would go ahead and say that once you find the equation, I would put it into my calculator, and then you could basically just copy down the values directly from your calculator. But before you could even do that, of course, you would need to find an equation. So the first piece is write an equation for each girl. So Cassie is getting $1,250. Kaylee is getting $2,500. Both of these accounts are going to pay 4% interest a year, and this is compound growth, meaning that you get 4% not just on what you started with, but 4% on whatever the account has in it that year. So obviously they're both going to start with the dollar amount their grandma's giving them. And the tricky part here is, how do you write the equation? Compound growth is exponential growth, and so we already know the formula, or our equation, is going to look like this. So for Cassie, because she's starting at $1,250, that's going to go first. We have to figure out our growth factor, what we're multiplying by, and then x is our exponent. Now it's really easy to think, okay, well, it's 4%, so what is 4% as a decimal? And that would be 0.04. However, if you start putting that in to your calculator, you're going to find that the value here is going to be 50 bucks. Okay, which clearly does not make any sense, because you wouldn't start with, $1,250, get 4% interest, and then at the end of the year, the balance of the account is $50. So what we have to do is we have to change our growth factor not to 0.04, but to 1.04. And that is because at the end of a year, she's going to have 104%. 104% is the same thing as 1.04. So she is getting 4% interest, but she's also keeping 100% of the money she started with. So what that means is she's going to get the $1,250 plus the $50 interest. And so if I take $1,250 times 1.04, I'm going to get $1,300. All right? And then what I'm going to do is keep going that way. And again, I would highly suggest that once you find the equation, get used to sticking that into your calculator, whether it's your handheld calculator or online calculator, and then use that to make your table. So instead of having to type out every single problem, you can just get the table and pull it directly from your calculator. So I'm going to keep doing the same thing. This is times 1.04. That would give me 1352. Now, at some point, you're going to get numbers that are going to have decimals. Let's just keep this to dollar amounts. So I think the next one here is $1,406.08. I'm fine with you just writing down $1,406. Okay. At some point, we might get a little bit of a rounding error by just keeping whole dollar amounts. And if you're using your calculator, then you're going to get the exact amounts, and that's fine. So we might see a little bit of discrepancy there, but it's the same idea. So you're going to keep on multiplying times 1.04 each step. And then you're going to do the exact same thing for Kaylee. And again, I would highly suggest that you come up with the equation, which again is going to look like the other one did, where you're going to have a y equals a times b to the x power. Because both accounts pay 4%, your growth factor is the same, and then you just figure out the table and answer the questions from there.